It's lower body contouring day. Yay! A lot of people have asked me how I manage to contour the lower body of my female clients quite perfectly. The dresses have a fitted appearance, but they are equally comfortable. So you can move in them, dance in them, sit in them. And my tutorials are tested and tried tutorials because every outfit I have posted on this tutorial, I make them. So today's tutorial is going to cover the contouring of the lower body of female clients. But before I get into it, I just want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. I'm so grateful. My returning subscribers and new subscribers, I want to say a very big thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button. So I have used this method for wedding dresses, traditional wedding dresses, for slim people, curvy people, for all sorts of clients with different body shapes. So let's get into the tutorial for today. So you want to go about 3 inches above your knee and take your measurements like so. And then we're going to need our skirt block, ruler, French curve. I'm going to be using this pattern master for the sake of this tutorial. Our measuring tape, marker or pencil, and then your paper scissors. First, we want to remove the zip bulge. I made this mistake about 8 years ago when I started sewing. You want your back to look like that. So this is what you would do. You would take about 0.75 inches away from your center back at the waist level, on the waist level. So you'd mark 0.75 inches like so, and then you will connect it to your hip line level at your center back. So you will draw a straight line like so. Some people use a curve, but I prefer to use a straight line. And then the next thing we're going to do is to snatch our waist. We'll remove 2 inches from the actual waist measurement. Our pattern represents half of our entire body. So like this is the back and the other side is the front. So you want to take half inch away from the waist at the side, because when you multiply it by 4, that's 2 inches. So half inch multiplied by 4 is 2 inches. So place the curved part of your pattern master like so and connect the 0.5 inch mark to your hip line by the side of the back pattern. You want to do the same for the front. Like I said, we're going to remove 0.5 from the front, 0.5 from the back. So when you add the 0.5 inches from the back and the front, it will give you 1 inch multiplied by 2. By the time you cut your fabric on fold and open it up, 1 inch multiplied by 2 will give us 2 inches. Next, I want to show you how to create some allowance in the hip area so your client can sit comfortably without feeling so uncomfortable. So normally people divide their hips by 4. It's the same thing we're going to do here, only that we are going to add a little bit of allowance to the front pattern. And we're adding it to the front pattern because when you make your dress, you do not want your side seam to come towards the front. So we're going to add 0.75 inches to the quarter of the hip measurement of the front pattern. So we are moving to the underbutt contour. And then, you have to take your measurement like this. Like I said, about 3 inches above the knee. And you have to take it in a way that it will be free. It doesn't have to be so fitted, just so the client can walk properly. So for this bodice pattern, the round above the knee measurement rather, is 34 inches and half of it is 17. Like I said, half of our bodice pattern is half of the total body circumference. So we'll begin from the center front towards the demarcation, and then we would put our finger like that on the tape and then move to the back pattern, and then you would mark where the 17 inches stops, just so you can know what the excess is, so we can distribute it around the body's block. Because it's from the measurements now, the excess is about 4 inches. Yes, 4 inches. So you want to distribute the excess to the center back, the back side seam, and the front side seam. So the center back is 1 inch standard, regardless of what the excess is. That's because you do not want to take in so much at the back, so the person can walk properly and sit properly. So the standard measurement is 1 inch at the back seam. So you mark 1 inch. The remaining excess is 3 inches. 4 inches minus 1 is 3 inches. So you can either fold your tape like so to get the middle measurement, or you can just calculate it with your calculator or off your head. So yeah, that's 1.5 inches. The half of 3 inches is 1.5 inches. So you want to mark it by the side seam like so for the back and the front pattern. So the next thing we're going to do is to grab the ruler. So I'm using the straight part of my pattern master, and I'm going to connect those points to the hip level. So this is the side of the back pattern, and I'm connecting the points to the side of the hips on the back pattern. I'll do the same for the front. I'm going to connect the hip to the point, and then I'm going to connect the 1 inch at the center back line to the hip line. So the normal thing people do at this point is to leave the back pattern like this. But if you want to achieve the contour, the curve at the back, you want to curve the back like so. So you would go down from the hip line for about 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches or 5 inches, but I like to use 6 inches to get the curve properly, because I don't want it to be tight on the client's thighs. I would like the client to move properly, but let the curve still be there. From that point, you will go in by about 1 inch or 1.25 inches. That's 1.25 inches. So I'll show you the two, but this is going to be the curve for the 1 inch point. Then you are going to use the curved part of your ruler. But first, before you use the curved part of your ruler, you want to go down from your hip line by 1 inch, like so. You will go down from your hip line on the center back line by 1 inch. That's because you do not want the curve to be straight. The lady's butt is not sharp, it's curvy. That's why we will go down by 1 inch, just so the curve for the butt can sit properly, and then the curve will do the work it's supposed to do. So you'll flip your curve like so, and then connect it to that 1 inch mark at the bottom of the center back to get the curve. So from looking at the pattern, you can see how curvy it is. So you just want to smoothen out the distance between the hip point and then the 1 inch that we created below the hip line, just so there's a smooth flow. Now we're going to look at the difference in the curves when you add 1.25, which I actually use. I use 1.25 for people that don't have, like, really thick thighs. But for people that have thighs, I use 1 inch, just so that they are comfortable, it's not tight, and it sits properly on their body. So we're, repeating the same procedure, just so you can see the difference in the curves. It looks like it's a little, but it's actually much, because it's for the two sides of the center back. So by the time you add up the difference, it's going to be like half inch. For my plus size curvy client, I already cut out the pattern pieces just to save us the stress of, going through all the procedures again. I went ahead and shaping the lower part of the pattern pieces just so we can go straight into the waist snatching. I want to repeat this procedure just in case nobody got it. So like I said, you would take out half inch from your side seam. And the reason you're taking out half inch is because half inch times 4 is 2 inches. And if you want your waist to be properly snatched, you want to take out 2 inches from your actual waist measurements. Taking out 2 inches from your actual waist measurements is for corsets dresses, not for, zip dresses. For zip dresses, you can take out about 1 inch. Yeah, I think 1 inch should be okay. Just so you don't want to overdo it, just so your zip doesn't rip in the process of wearing it, or dancing or being free generally. So next, I'm going to show you how to eliminate the zip bulge just again, and that's by removing 0.75 inches. I'm just writing it out just so it's clear enough, as clear as possible. And then I'm taking out half inch from the back. You would use the curvy part of your pattern master to connect these points. Notice that at the hip line, it's 0 inches there, like there's no space there. So it's just like connecting the sharp, just to create like, a very snatched waist. You want the waist to be snatched, Every client now wants to be snatched. So I already shaped the lower part of the pattern. I explained earlier that I wanted to save us the time, but there was something I noticed for this particular client when I made a dress for her. So I curved the part of the back of the dress rather. I curved the back of the dress using the measurements that I took of her. But eventually I realized that the back was not, so curved. It was quite free, like it is in this picture. So what I did was to take out more inches towards the knee area just so I could get this result. So what I did was to take, mark an extra 1 inch at the lower part of the pattern and then connect like so to the hip line at the center back. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is how to get the curve, the curve that we have been waiting for, because this is more curvy than usual. So for this, you want to do the same thing. Go down by 6 inches from the hip line, but this time instead of taking 1 inch or 1.25 inches inwards, you want to take 1.5 inches inwards, just so that the it can give what it's supposed to be giving. So I've marked 1.5 inches, and then the next thing to do will be to connect it to the center back, the hip line at the center back. But remember to go down by 1 inch. Please go down by 1 inch. Like I said, you do not want the butt area to be sharp. It's not even the butt will not even sit properly in it. So you place the curvy part of your pattern master on the 1.5 inch mark and connect it to the 1 inch. Oops, I made a mistake here, so I just corrected it. You connect it from the 1.5 inch mark to the 1 inch below your hip line. Flip your curve like so and connect it to that 1 inch at the bottom of the pattern that we created, the extra 1 inch, just to tighten that gap that's, the initial dress had. So this is the curve, smoothing it out just so it's better, and then you cut along the lines. This is the procedure I go through to just, give me the results that I I like to, achieve for my clients. Then from here, I extend my pattern paper to the level that I would like it to be. For a pencil dress, you would extend it like this, and then for a flare dress, you extend it like this. You can see the curves. This is the result of joining a flare dress, and this is the result of joining a pencil dress. I really hope this was helpful. Bye.